The next time you head to the airport, you can actually keep your shoes on. This is like what everybody's going to be talking about today when you go to work. The TSA is ending its shoes off policy when going through security checkpoints.
Yeah, the holdup is over. Our PDX's Noel Ford is live at Portland International Airport. Noel, you've been speaking with travelers this morning. What do they have to say about this change?
Yeah, Daryl, so every single traveler that I spoke to was very excited about the change. One of them that I spoke to actually didn't even know about that, so she was very happy when I told her that she could keep her shoes on. I do want to show you a look at the line right now. You can see it over there behind me. Here at PDX, they have a board with the time, the estimated wait time. Taking a look at it right now, it says it should be about 6 minutes, so really not too much of a wait here, but we should see a steady flow of people because I did check PDX's website. There are a lot of flights. Not surprising though, because it's July, a lot of people taking vacations. Until now, only passengers with TSA pre-check were able to keep their shoes on in most cases. We did speak to a woman from Atlanta who has pre-check, but she says her kids didn't. So she hopes this is going to help the family move through the airport more quickly. Just take a listen.
It's a big pain. So we want everybody to kind of just be able to go through quickly and not have to consider the shoes that they're putting on, because it's always like, wear your sandals, wear your flips, something that you can take off quick. We just like to fly through, so it'll be nice that everybody can just keep them on and keep going.
Yeah, and I'm sure she's not alone. I'm sure a lot of other travelers are very excited about this, especially parents. Wes, Daryl?
Yeah, all I've been hearing is positivity from this. But this policy has been around for 20 years. So do we know why the TSA is making this change now? What happened?
Homeland Security Kristi Noem said there has been a really big increase in security in the past few decades, and there's a few specific reasons why. Technological advancements and a multi-layered security approach at TSA have made this possible. Plus, the Real IDs that went into effect May 7th, they add another level of security. And she says that the TSA has seen a 94% compliance rate with the Real ID at those checkpoints. The TSA started requiring people to remove their shoes in 2006. That was a few years after shoe bomber Roger Reed's failed attempt to take down a flight from Paris to Miami in late 2001. Noem says the change in policy is going to drastically decrease wait times and create a more pleasant screening experience for travelers. But it is important to know, Noem does say there could be times that you would need to remove your shoes at TSA checkpoints for enhanced security in some cases. So don't be surprised if maybe once in a while you got to take your shoes off, but still great news for everyone. Wes,
especially
Daryl?
if you wear Birkenstocks, because they don't let those through. Just a little hint.
Yes.
the buckles. I do. That happened to me last weekend.
That's
the buckles
important.
make the machine go off.
So, Noel, what are TSA agents saying about this? Are they noticing any changes thus far? I know it's pretty early in this process.
Yeah, Daryl, so I spoke with one TSA agent. She says it's too early to really get a good idea about it. She says sometimes it does make those wait times go faster, but can actually slow them down because a lot of people right now, they don't know about the change. But we were watching, we were looking at those checkpoints. It does seem that most people know, most people were keeping their shoes on going through, but a few people took theirs off and then they had to put them back on. So I can see how it would slow things down, but I'm sure as more people came aware, this is going to become a lot easier. Wes, Daryl?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how much time it really does shave off. I'm hoping somebody's able to somehow track that if, across the nation, TSA lines are quicker. Noel, thank you so much. I mean, we've obviously gone through TSA a million times. Oh, let's do this first, actually. Before we talk about our thoughts, let's hear from you. Okay, so before this was actually officially announced, we did ask all of you what you thought about the TSA possibly ending its shoe removal security screening policy. 60% of you, yep, it's overwhelming. You said you're excited because it was annoying. 10% of you say, I don't mind the added security. 23%
says I use TSA pre-check, while 7% says it was inconsistent already.
Yeah, I mean,
that's interesting.
That's a question a lot of people have, and they actually asked Kristi Noem about pre-check. Okay, well, you pay $80, but it lasts for about 5 years, but it's still $80. Is it going to be worth it to get pre-check anymore if everybody can just take their shoes off? But there's added benefits to pre-check. You don't have to take your liquids out of your bag or your computer. You don't take your belt off or a light jacket. So she does say it still will remain the easier option, and I agree. I'm not getting rid of my pre-check.
And for flyers like me who are not using the pre-check gonna keep the cheaper route here. Gonna keep things not too expensive. But you know, when we talk about this change, it is interesting because there are times where I've been at the airport and like it has been inconsistent even before this change. You know, sometimes I was required to take them off. Other times they were like, no, keep them on. And I interacted with some very mean TSA agents, by the way. I'm not sure if you interacted with that before, but some of them could be mean.
Sometimes they can be a little tough, but I also would maybe blame the passengers more because I think the passengers are giving them a hard
some of
time.
that for sure.
And then they're just trying to do their job, you know?
They're just trying to keep us safe, obviously.
Exactly.